Roguelike, when you go from dying in one run to slaying butt-cheek monsters in the next. I'm very new to the roguelike scene, but from what I've experienced so far, I thoroughly enjoy every game in the genre, honestly a bit too much. I get addicted to these types of games extremely easily, but so far I've only played a couple roguelike games before. I played through a decent amount of Binding of Isaac, I completed the tutorial of Enter the Gungeon, I got very into Hades, which honestly will for sure be a video on its own at a later date, and I'm currently experiencing the core of this video, Risk of Rain 2, and I really like it. In being a roguelike, that means it has a few certain points that transfer from across all these different games. Number 1, it's generally a dungeon crawling level based system with randomly generated enemies, loot, and challenges. Number 2, there's a permadeath-esque gameplay structure where if you die once, you lose all your progress and start from the beginning with the knowledge you acquired from the last run. And 3, they all got tiny little toes, and when you step on them they make a little squeak sound. As you can tell, I don't know too much about roguelike, but that makes me the perfect candidate to complete one. Hell, I can't even tell you the difference between a roguelike and a roguelite is. I mean, what kind of room are you lighting up with that light bulb?
A light switch, a light switch, a light switch, a light switch. The deactivation mechanism of a
Risk of Rain 2 has, much like all the others, a very similar structure. You pick your class. I went with the Huntress because it's objectively the best class. I, of all people, would know that. And it sets you into one of two levels, the Titanic Plains or the Distant Roost. The locations don't matter a ton, but it gives you a little variety in each run, which is needed in these sorts of games. You spawn in with no real tutorial level, so you just kind of figure it out. It took me an embarrassingly long time to figure out that it was actually an objective. But once you loot some chests and shops around the place, kill some bad guys, and find the teleporter, you can spawn a boss, which is just a tiny enemy, but he's really big now. And you gotta kill it and charge his teleporter all the way in order to move on to the next stage, and this is completed in every stage after this. What makes this all interesting though is all the items you can find throughout the levels. Throughout the entire run, there's a timer in the top right corner that's slowly bringing up the difficulty, so the faster you move through the levels, the easier the next one's gonna be, until you make it to the final difficulty that I've seen. But at least on the Drizzle difficulty, which is what I've been playing on for all but one of these trophies, that's as high as it gets. So the difficulty only really affects you in the beginning of the game. In each stage there's a variety of different chests, 3D printers, and shops you can acquire items and equipment through. These have all sorts of different randomized things in them to make you stronger in one way or another. There's one that adds bleed to your attacks, one that gives you an extra jump, one that's just a teddy bear that makes you say, no. That attack didn't even hit me, like you're in a lightsaber battle in your best friend's front yard in 3rd grade. My force ability is that I kill you instantly and I can't die, and I have a bajillion dollars, and my dad works at Microsoft, and also does my mom, and so does my dog. The items being randomized means there's an element of luck on if you're going to be Godslayer 99 or if you're just going to be Fred from Kroger. That is, unless you have the artifact of Command. Artifacts are modifiers you can apply before your run starts, and you get them from this little code thingy, teleporty thingy, doesn't matter. Command breaks the game and I love it. It's only really used if you want to be insanely powerful or insanely dumb, but going for the platinum in this game, it's extremely useful. Command basically gets rid of all the luck and lets you pick the exact item you want to pick up. So you can have 8,000 of those teddy bears and literally never get hit by your enemy. I found this artifact extremely useful for the trophy you get for completing 20 stages in one run, but outside that it did kind of get boring in doing so. It is fun mastering that build, but the random chance of it all is where the fun is and where the challenge comes in. This was a super quick rundown of the game and the plat, but I'm on a bit of a time crunch here, so I hope you all understand, and who knows, maybe we'll revisit this title sometime, because I know I'm going to be playing it after this. But after getting all these doodads, beating this guy, buying this thing, we get the, oh, never mind, we didn't get the plat. Turns out the time crunch was a bit more crunchy than I expected, but that's fine. It's time to move on to greater things, and I'll come back for this later. I'll come back for all the plats later, because at the end of the day, the first year is about one thing and one thing only: beating that little slop in the competition of gods. Anyways, thank you for watching this little video. I really appreciate all the love and support I've gained on my bully video, and that just inspires me to keep up with uploading longer videos like that, going really in depth on some random thing I enjoy. So look forward to more in that series as time goes on. I really hope you all stick around, like this video, subscribe, and check out what me and the big Splump got planned for the future. But with that all being said, it's been your boy, the dirt pile in your backyard, and I'll see you next week.